Hello and welcome to Dugout Daily. I'm Charlie and I'm joined by Patrick. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good, Charlie. How have you been since our last stream?
Not bad, not bad. Today we'll be talking about the Blackpool game yesterday, the Barnsley game the other day, and also we'll start with it. Jack Grealish to City. How are you feeling with this signing, Patrick?
It's a good signing, and obviously they say the last paperwork has been done. We've seen it on Twitter. They're saying just the last pieces have been put together before he's actually a City player. Daily Mail reported this morning saying the deal will be done today. Fabrizio, who is always famous, said, guys, relax. The details have been sorted out from both sides, and maybe he will be a City player by the end of the week. I'm excited, man. I have said this multiple times, and I'm pretty sure you're on the space chat with me there. I wasn't really excited at first when they said it's Jack and Kane. I wanted Kane to be the first one through the door, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend as if I'm not excited to have Jack Grealish in our team because he comes. I think he comes second as he was second as the one of the creative players in the Prem. Actually, he was actually the second one as the most creative players. So look, I'm happy, delighted, and I hope this deal goes through. And I hope this doesn't stop us from getting a striker, even if it's Kane or whoever we're getting. So that's how I feel.
Big up talk as well. Yeah, I totally agree. I think Jack Grealish would be a brilliant signing for us, and I think I think striker's what we need more than Grealish, really. But I think if Grealish comes, Kane will come as well. That's what I've been reading on Twitter anyway.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, most of the reporters have changed their tone. I don't know if you know from the beginning they were reporting that if we get Grealish, we won't get Kane. And now when Kane did not show up for training, even though now reports are coming that it's because of the vacation he had, he has to isolate himself for a few weeks. Maybe that's the story, but we never know anyway. After that story came out that he didn't show up for training, the same newspaper guys and the journalists who were busy writing saying, oh, you cannot get both, change their stories and say, oh, both are going now. I hope when we sign Grealish, maybe people are tweeting 75 million and add-ons. I don't know if you've seen that. It's been tweeted everywhere. If it's 75 million and add-ons, well done. Sky Sports is saying it's 100 million because there was a release clause in his contract last year put in there after he signed the 5-year contract. So look, let's hope this goes in. I think Kane for 130, 120, I'm cool with it. And if Pep says I want Kane, I'm pretty sure he wants Kane. So that's my feeling.
Talk says 130 mil for Kane. If he wins you the league twice and the Champions League, then it pays for itself. Yeah,
that's good.
I agree. Yeah. So we talked about transfers. We'll go to the Barnsley game the other day. Just overall, how do you think we played against Barnsley?
Again, Sam Edozie is a star. I'm pretty sure you watch the games also on City Plus.
Yeah.
The kid is a star. You can see it. His left foot is very good. And as I said in our first stream when we met the first time, I said it is a slight resemblance with Sane, very quick, very tall, and hard to get off the ball. You know that it's mostly the shorter players that are hard to get the ball off because gravity, no sense of gravity. But the taller players, for them to be able to grind through like what Sane used to do, I think he does is one to watch. Pep obviously came in the interview and said, "Oh, relax, guys. Give him time." That's what he said. He said he's special, like all City players at the academy, but give him time. I think this kid is one to watch, and I hear we signed him 2019. It's just recently we signed him because he hasn't been long there, and we snatched him up. And when we snatched him up, the team that was trying to hold on to him wanted to get him into a professional contract so they can sell him more, but it was too late. We already turned his head, so it's gonna be very good, and I think he's gonna get a chance in one of the cup games. I think so too, and he might play the Leicester City game. Looks like Pep loves him. Yeah, but the Barnsley game overall also, sorry for cutting you, it's just I think I have seen also Cancelo and Mahrez playing very good. I don't know if you've seen this too. they seem to be on fire, as I said last time. But there's one person I'm doubting. Diaz again throughout the preseason doesn't look good as the same way as at the Euros. He didn't look great. What's your thought on that? Am I just overthinking? He still doesn't look sharp at all.
He weren't great at the end of last season. I remember him giving a penalty away against Everton on the last Premier League game. He didn't have a great Euros in general and gave away a penalty yesterday against Blackpool, so he's not looking great for me at the minute.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. I think we can all agree it's not.
Yeah. So we'll talk about the Blackpool game now yesterday. Overall, how did you think we played?
We played very well. I wasn't very happy that we gave away that pen. As you said yourself, that last season Diaz gave away a pen. And as we've said, he hasn't been playing very well at the Euros. He seemed very stressed or like, I don't know if it's the hype. Maybe it's the hype that we hyped him so much. And then the hype went to his head. And then after the Champions League final, his confidence is down. I'm sure it's not. Do you know who's actually looking great? And I think we all said this last time. It's actually Felipe Sandler. Sandler is actually looking better and well ready. And he's coming from an injury, well ready than Diaz. And him and Ake are the ones that are looking sharper as centre backs. Mahrez again stole the show. Gundogan showed why he was our top goal scorer last season. He scored again with his runs in behind that nobody sees. Idozi again scored. So look, it was a good preseason. To be honest with you, I don't know if you noticed, Bernardo Silva's body language wasn't great during the great game. He did few passes, but it still looked like he was not happy to be there. Still disinterested. Maybe those rumors that he's leaving are true. But overall, it was a good game, good warm up. Do I think we're ready for Leicester City? No, because Leicester City, I've been watching the preseason. They haven't been doing great, but their players have been there. They seem to be sharper than us. So I don't know. I'm not even worried about this Community Shield. Even if we don't win it, I just want the big guys to have a bit of time to play. And I don't know if you heard this. People say the Grealish might actually be there during the weekend, not to play, but just to watch the game, Community Shield game. So overall, it was a good game. Blackpool were better than most of the teams we played. They were better than Barnsley, I think so. Yeah. I don't know if you agree with that. They seem to be better and they play very good counter-attack football. That's why I can say it was a good game overall. And Idozi again was the star from the kids, and the star from our team was again Cancelo and Mahrez.
Yeah. We'll go through play by player now who played yesterday. We'll start with Zach Steffen. How do you think he did?
He did very well. You cannot blame him for the penalty, so he did very well. I think he's come back sharper. I say this in the other games. I think he's determined, and I like that. I want us to have a keeper. Unlike when we had Bravo, I'm pretty sure Edison used to say, nobody can compete with me here, So Carson is there for experience. I think Steffen has to step up like this. I want to, because you have to remember this, Pep will rotate you, even if you're a keeper. And if he sees there's competition, he'll rotate you. I hope Steffen comes in so that Edison doesn't make those silly mistakes he was making last season, because he knew he was comfortable. So I hope he stays fit and he continues in this sharp way. And if there was a rating here out of 10, I would be giving Steffen a 7, solid 7.
Yeah. Benjamin Mendy now. How do you think he did yesterday?
I saw a few tweets of people saying he played very well. I still wasn't impressed. I don't know. I don't know how you feel, Charlie. Do you sit back every time you watch Mendy? Do you sit back and say, if we went to competitive games in the Champions League and a very competitive team in the Premier League, let's say we're playing United, would you trust Mendy?
No, I play Zinchenko every time.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling people. There's something about him is he always seems slow and not serious. And he gave away about 4 balls away yesterday. Isn't a few passes away, about 4 he gave away. I'm still not impressed and I'm still not convinced. I know he came after the match. He said he feels very fit. He feels lighter. He said last season he had pains at the bottom. How you doing? He said last season he had pains with his left leg, so now he feels better. But I'm not convinced with Mendy. No, I'm not. If there's somebody who wants to take Mendy, please take him. Please take him. I'm not for him.
No, you're right.
You don't want him. Come on, you've got two left backs. Come on, take him.
I'm not desperate. I'm not that desperate. Arsenal desperate. They're not that desperate.
I know nobody will take him. It's very sad. It's very sad, to be honest, to watch such a great left back. That time when everybody wanted him, now nobody also wants to take him on loan. It's quite sad anyway.
Yeah, anyway, how are you, Stephen?
Not too bad.
Thoughts on Grealish coming City?
Well, that's sort of what we expected, isn't it? Jesus Christ, here we go.
Are you bothered with it that much as most fans?
I'm. Yeah, the fact that well, like Man City are buying literally everyone now, so yeah, I'm bored. Yeah. What, we play you third game in the season? Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Could be a mercy.
I know. Like, I'm hoping like this court thing really blows up and you could get relegated. That's the only way we could win the game. It'd be a forfeit. You get relegated.
Wait, are you still thinking that might happen? I think City, where we've got, I think we're too precious to the Premier League. I think there'll be a deal struck behind closed doors. That's what I think.
Yeah, you probably pay someone off or something like that. You know what I mean? You probably pay someone off like you did the last time or something. I mean, the fact UEFA didn't come down on their rule was it says it all to me. So, I mean, how is it now that Man City the FFP rule is there for a reason, and now because we've got no FFP, there's Grealish going to Man City, there's Haaland going to Chelsea, that Sancho, Varane have gone to Man United, and what are the other clubs supposed to do? Just sit there and just go, yeah, all right. You're never going to have any sort of
competition.
Like, it's just going to be the top 6 or top 4, and that's it. Leicester, like, as much as Leicester have invested this season, no one's even considering them for top 4 this season because Liverpool have got have spent loads of money. Man City have spent loads of money. So have Man United, and so have Chelsea. So there's no chance. And the thing is as well, is that any teams that want to cash up, like Arsenal, Tottenham, all these other clubs that were in there that want to catch up, you're never going to see it. You're never going to see it. It's like 3 of the biggest F1 teams, because they've got the most money, have been able to stay at the top of the game and be about a second quicker than the rest of the field. Right? Which is why now they're closing it all together. It's because there's no competition anymore. It's like we always expect like Man City to win a title because you've got depth coming out of your ear rolls. Whilst we're sitting there struggling to get any signing. Because we know if we get a top quality signing, all it takes is Man United to go in with the same bid or even more, or Man City could just spend more to buy him. We could never go in the competition with Man City to go buy Grealish if we wanted to. Because if we offered 80, Man City would just go, there you go, there's 100. If we offered 100, there goes 120.
Yeah,
but compete with it.
Yeah, but we failed before in the past. Remember, we went for Maguire and we offered 60, and the deal was about to be closed, and United came with 80, and we said we're not going to go over that. Then we also offered money for Fred, 40. I don't know if you remember, Charlie. Then United came with 50, and we're like, okay, we're done. Then the same thing happened for Jorginho, where last minute Napoli wanted to screw us over. Apparently, it was last minute where things were supposed to be signed. They're like, you know what? Chelsea offering 50. How much are you going to offer? And we said, okay, we'll step back. I get where you're coming from. Right now, I was also thinking to myself that look at PSG. They also seem to have gone crazy. They've just started signing Hakimi, everybody. So maybe this whole
They
FFP
wanted to
thing has
buy
been
fucking
brought
Bellerin,
down.
mate. That's how stupid they are. They wanted to buy Bellerin. Could you imagine the French taking on to Bellerin? Jesus Christ! I can't. Honestly, no way. They're like, that's how stupid they are. They wanted to spend money on like Bellerin. So it says it in a nutshell. But they can do that. They can waste money on shit players because they've got the money to. We can't afford to spend on crap players or players that might do something, because once we spend 100 million, we'll never see 100 million again for about another 3 years.
Are you not happy with Ben White?
Not really. If there was better out there, I'll get him, because I'm not exactly jumping up and down over it. It says it all that Man United buy Varane, our rivals buy Varane, and yet we get Ben White, and yet they get him cheaper than what we do. It says it all, doesn't it?
Well,
he's 30 million plus player tax. That's what it is. It's 30 million plus player tax. So yeah. What do you want me to do?
we've just go on, Patrick. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just about to say I understand where he's coming from, but at least they're helping the signings, you know. At least they're signing somebody. At least they're not just sitting there. I know the signings, you're not impressed with them, but I respect you guys for the signings you've done. You've done signings that will help you in certain areas.
Ben White's a good signing, but the other two are just prospects. They're not exactly first team signings. I would not want to be putting. It might just need twisting. That's what happened. I would not want to be putting Lokonga next to Partey at the minute. Not a hell's chance. He's only 21.
Yeah.
But Tavares is only 21. So he's a backup to Tierney in case Tierney gets injured, which we know is going to happen at some point during the season. So it's not exactly like we've spent like on major signings. We've not bought the one position we need, which is someone next to Partey. That is our key position. And we've already bought a 21-year-old. And by the looks of it, we're offering a new contract to Xhaka. That tells me we're not buying anyone. Why would they do that? If they're bringing someone in, why would they sign Xhaka? That tells me they don't want to bring anyone
in. We've just got a tweet from Fabrizio. It says Chelsea preparing their new bid for Romelu Lukaku to be submitted this week. No official proposals for Erling Haaland. Koundé deal still the priority for Chelsea, but no agreement on Zuma's value, and no agreement also for Zuma to West Ham as of now. We'll go to you first then, Stephen. Will Lukaku do well at Chelsea this time?
Yeah, because I think he's learnt more of his trade since then. I mean, I know Italian football is. When he went to Chelsea, he was what? When he was at Chelsea, he was that 21, something like that. He was young, and I remember how it happened. He had Drogba scored a winning penalty in Champions League. He then he missed the penalty that lost them the Super Cup, and then because of that he got sold. So he never really got a chance. So this is kind of like a new club for him, because he never really got a chance in the first place.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll go to you now then, Patrick. Thoughts on Lukaku going Chelsea, if that happens?
You know what? I keep saying this. Shout out to some Red Devil Studio is. I think he's on one of our groups for the YouTube groups. Red Devil Studio. Shout out to you. He said this in a stream last year. He said, if Man City start buying players like Kane, he said Chelsea are going to go for Lukaku. I was laughing at him. I was like, Chelsea want Haaland. He's like, no. Chelsea will go back for Lukaku. Then he says United will wait because they have Cavani and then they'll sign Haaland. The way things are happening in a very funny way, like you say, that as soon as they just see Kane is maybe it's catching fire. You see Chelsea react, because Chelsea are not a team who sit back and watch somebody take the trophy again. They want it back. So it looks like they've done that. As soon as I've just seen this whole Kane drama where he's not showing up for training, the next day, what did we hear? Chelsea are bidding for Lukaku.
I don't blame him, it is Tottenham.
What?
I don't blame him, it is Tottenham.
And another thing is, do you think Inter is actually going to refuse? Okay, they've refused 100. Would they refuse if it gets to 130? Like, seriously, in
so.
this COVID time, would you say no to 130?
I don't
Not
think
for
so.
Lukaku, no way. He's not even worth 130.
It's not even worth 100 to be for me. I think 90,
Yeah,
80 would have been great.
He's not even worth 100, so like they're getting a good deal as it is.
Yes,
But if they're going to do bid of 130, the only reason they're doing it is because they know Chelsea have got the cash, because they've been flirting around 154 million for Harden. So now any club that goes to it, if they go to any club saying, say if they went to Martinez, right, for example, they went to Martinez instead of Lukaku, it's still hitting them around and go 80 mil, 100. They'd offer him to Arsenal for less because they know the Arsenal ain't got the money, right? But because they know Chelsea have got the money, they'll go 100 mil.
Well, yeah, Chelsea were flashing 150 for Haaland, weren't they?
This is what any club will do. This is what any club will do because they know they've got the cash on them. So they said, if you want him, pay for him.
Oh yeah, I think you're right about that.
Like right idiot. They made themselves look like right idiots this window. Right, so they're just going to be submissive to any club.
Yeah, that's true. I think Lukaku will do good at Chelsea. I think he will. I think I agree to what was said. I think Lukaku will do good because the time when he was there, he was a kid. He wasn't even that matured as a striker. He wasn't matured as a player. If he gets to Chelsea right now, all Chelsea need is a striker. Let's be honest. All Chelsea need is a striker. So they'll do very well. I think he's going to do very well. And I agree. I think Lukaku will be one of the high scorers in the Prem if he comes back. But I also think, as he said there, that they were flashing 150 for Haaland. So I think everybody's prepared for them. Even if they went for Bamford at Leeds, I think Leeds United will be like 70. They'll be just being given big amounts. I hope they end up with Danny Ings instead after all this, to be honest. To be honest with you, even if Chelsea end up with Danny Ings will still back goals. Let's be honest with you. He's still a goal scorer. But I hope to God that this whole thing, Red Devils Studio said that, okay, City get Kane, then they get whatever. I don't want Haaland showing up at United. Seriously, I don't. I'd rather him go somewhere else. Maybe I'm being a hater, but I don't want him to show up at United. I wouldn't want United to win another trophy. I suffered in the college I was in the university. It wasn't good. They were United fans, and you can't trust me. United fans are next level. People talk about Liverpool fans, but United fans, when they're winning, trust me, it's next level pain. They make sure you feel the pain. So that's all I can say. Lukaku to Chelsea, I think will happen. I don't think anybody's crazy to refuse 120 in COVID times.
I've got to talk as my graphic designer, mate. It's fucking torture at times. Then I just mentioned about Europa League final. He sort of shuts up by that point.
That's funny.
Honestly, they're gonna need they're gonna need a goal scorer at Haaland, right? Especially if they're gonna have De Gea in goal.
Wait, is this still first choice? I thought he's been taken down by Henderson.
I think he's still their first choice in a minute. I don't see why D Henderson's earned the right to be first choice. To be honest, he's had one good season.
They gave De Gea a contract, so maybe they want to make him happy.
I think at the minute they're still relying on De Gea rather than Dean Henderson for the moment. So what I could take the piss out of about the Europa League final.
We'll get back on track.
I hope Chelsea fans don't come in the comments. Yeah, go
we'll
ahead,
bring
Charlie.
it. I couldn't care.
We'll get back on track from yesterday then. We'll go to Ruben Dias then. How do you think he did yesterday, Patrick?
As I said, since he came back from, I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching this, it all started in the last games with City. He started becoming complacent, and then he went to the Euros and wasn't performing. The pre-seasons, he's been shaky. Maybe people might say, "Oh, it's pre-season, relax," but I'm just saying, with the Euro issues he had in the Euros, and then he comes in and he looks shaky, gives away a penalty again. And Charlie, you mentioned this, that he gave away a pen again in the Brighton match. The Brighton match, I think, was it him? I don't know if it was the Brighton match. It's one of the matches after we won the league. So I don't know. Maybe let's give him the Community Shield and let's give him a few more games and he'll be back. Maybe the guy who's been saying this on Twitter, that is such a John Stones who carries Diaz. Maybe these things will come true this season. You never know. Somebody was telling me that we keep giving credit to Diaz, but John Stones is the one who carries him. So let's just see if it's true. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's true.
Yeah, we'll go to you then, Stephen. Thoughts on Diaz overall last season, and how do you think he could do this season?
Well, Diaz, for me, I won't say he's John Stone isn't the one that carries him, because John Stone wasn't doing anything until he turned up. So for me, he's made John Stones a better player. That's for sure. I say he's one of my players this season last year. To come into Man City's defence and turn them from one that's got more, that's leaking more goals than Man United's roof. Right, and see, I can still do it. At least now they're actually looking towards. They looked as soon as he came in after that, and they're having those problems. He became a stronger defender, and they became a stronger defensive unit. Right. How many goals did they concede afterwards once he got in and settled in? Hardly any. Which says it all.
Yeah.
And you know, Man City, once they don't score goals, once they don't concede goals, that's it. The game over. We might as well just pack up and go home.
We'll go to Nathan Ake then. Go to you, Patrick. How do you think he did yesterday?
He's playing very well. I'm impressed with him. He's got a lot of proof. 40 million is a lot of money. I still think that was a lot of money. But obviously, it came out that Chelsea were the cause of all that. They had a deal with Bournemouth, like to buy him back for about 40. That's why we paid 41. That's why it was so weird. People are like, why did we pay 41? We had to pay 41 to avoid Chelsea. I think coming back for him. But look, 40 was a lot for Ake. There's teams out there who need Ake, like Arsenal would have used Nathan Ake, you know what I mean? So, but I don't know why we bought him. I understand maybe Laporte being injured was what we were scared of. I think we didn't really think John Stones was going to stay. We thought John Stones would leave. Those were the rumors. Teams wanted him. Chelsea wanted him. I think even at the point Arsenal wanted him. So Ake played very well, and he's got the whole season to prove to himself that he has to be part of the gang. You know, I've always wanted to see him at left back because for Netherlands he plays left back and he plays very well. I hope. I'd rather see Ake at left back than Mendy. I'm now starting to sound like a Mendy hater, but I'd rather see Ake. But he's been playing well. Preseason has been good for him. He saved us a few times during preseason. Obviously, people don't take preseason seriously, but he just seems like he's more determined. So he has to prove the price tag this season. And yesterday he played very well.
Stephen, thoughts on Nathan Ake last season, and how do you think he could do this season?
Okay. Ake is like he's a squad player to me. Man City is going to be a squad player. He's not going to be a first teamer. Comes in and does a job, right? It's one of them like if you've seen the great Man United sides during the time, even like the great Arsenal sides in the Premier League, there's certain players in the team that they're not first teamers, but if you need them to come in when players are injured, they'll come in and do a job. Simple. And that's what he provides. So he's never going to be part of the first team lineup, like the first top 11.
Yeah. We'll go to Joao Cancelo now then, Patrick. How do you think he did yesterday?
He played very well. As I said, him and Mahrez seem to have formed a nice partnership at the right-hand side. I hope he gets chances this time. He was playing well. Then Walker, as always, it's very hard for someone to play against Walker because, as I said, in teams he's there to cut off counter attacks. But I hope Cancelo gets his chance. He played very well yesterday. Another assist, and he's been brilliant, and he looks very fit. Another player who wants to prove himself. I'm pretty sure he's desperate. He wants to take Walker's position. I think he is, and I think he's capable of doing it because he's better offensively. But it's just unfortunate that Walker is very athletic and very fast. So that's an advantage to the team, especially when you're playing fast teams. Let's say if you're playing Aubameyang. Let's say, for instance, you're playing against Aubameyang. I hope he hasn't lost his speed yet. Players like that, players like Rashford, players like Greenwood, you need somebody like Walker to cut off those counters. Son, especially when you're playing against Son, you have to have Walker in your team. But Cancelo is playing very well. I am impressed with him, and I hope he starts the season how he started the preseason.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Stephen's there.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, how do you think Cancelo did last season, and how do you think he could do this season for City?
For me, sorry, he's doing a nightmare. Cancelo for me is one of your best left backs, and like I said, I think him and Mahrez do work together quite well, sorting that numerous times in the Champions League. So you keep that partnership going up, you can have another great season. Especially when you've got the amount of talent that you've got around the pitch. It'll also be interesting to see what happens if Grealish comes in as well.
We'll go to Fernandinho then. Patrick, how do you think he did yesterday?
Another great game. Same Fernandinho, 8 out of 10 all the time. 8 out of 10. Guy's 36 years old, still doesn't look 36. Looks very fit and always ready to run. I don't know. Last season, he wasn't involved in preseason a lot. There was no preseason for us, but he wasn't involved at the beginning of the season for us. I don't know if he's going to be the guy because it looks like Pep is concentrating more on Fernandinho. Does he want him to play the whole season? Can Fernandinho do that at the age of 36? I doubt it. Whether you are an athlete or very fit, you still can play all those games weekly at the age of 36. So maybe he will only play him in certain games, and then Rodri will come in. I saw a few City fans making fun of Rodri that he's gained weight. They've also been making fun of Neymar, some people. So I don't know. But, this is preseason. Most of these players might come with a bit of weight, but they can lose it with the physios helping them and a few bit of exercise. But I didn't see anything. But I think Fernandinho might start this season, and then Rodri, when he gets fit, will take over. That's what I think. But he's still playing very well at the age of 36. I hope. This is what my hope is. I hope we find somebody. I wanted a DM this season, a younger DM who's much faster and mobile, because Rodri is not very mobile, and sometimes he gets found out when we're playing against counter-attack fast teams. So I don't know. Bissouma could have been a good shout, but I'm pretty sure Steven is not going to be happy hearing me being greedy with more players here.
Got enough, ain't you? How many more do you want? Jeez. Give the league a break, man.
How do you think Fernandinho did last season, and how do you think he could do this season, Stephen?
I think, Fernandinho, right, is the main reason why you didn't win the Champions League. The main reason why you didn't win the Champions League because you didn't start.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. So
That's true. True.
So for me, yeah, he's more important than ever. If that doesn't highlight how important he is, I don't know what will. But I mean, that's why I wouldn't mind if Arsenal got him, but obviously not. But he still has a purpose there, and he still has a purpose being a DM in that midfield. So I think he'll have another good, and he'll have another great season. But will he stay on after that? I doubt it. To be honest, I think they might let him go after.
Yeah. We'll go to Samadolzi now. Patrick, how do you think he did yesterday?
Believe it or not, I was just watching Sky at the time when I was on the call with that guy from work. Sky actually started talking about him, and they also posted him on that page. They're like, "Oh, Man City youngster Sam Edozie has scored in all the preseason games. All 3 preseason games he scored." As we spoke off camera, I was like, "There's this vibe about him. He reminds me of Sane, very tall, with good ball control." And as I was telling you, most of the players that are very good to get off the ball are the shorter players like Raheem and them, the ones who have low sense of gravity, like people like Messi and them. You know, it's hard to get the ball off them. But if you find somebody like Sane or Sami Dozie, that height and that body structure, and to be able to, he's a skinny guy also like Sane, and when big defenders were trying to get the ball off him, they couldn't. Like he can hold his own, you know. It's impressive, and he's just 18 years old. And as I said, we bought him just 2 years ago from one of the teams, and the team we're buying him from did not contract and sell him for more money. And City were lucky they got him just like that. Sammy Dozie, I don't think we'll see that's the end of him. Scoring 3 goals in preseason, why there's bigger players in the team, or players like Patrick Roberts, who's been at City like forever, who was supposed to be the next British Messi, as yours called, and hasn't shined at all. So look, Sammy Dozie played very well, and I bet you're going to see him in the Leicester City game again for the Community Shield. Yeah, I'm very impressed. I hope he stays around the first team. I hope we don't hear Sammy Dozie has gone missing and is at Dortmund, because Dortmund are always watching. They're always watching in the background.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever heard of Samadolzi, Stephen, but he's a.
I don't know what that is.
I'm not an ex. Do I look like I'm going to be an expert on Man City's under 18s? But what he sounds like, to be honest, he sounds like a good talent. Depends what Man City do him, because don't forget, like, you did get rid of who did you get rid of? Sancho, didn't you? So that's probably the worst mistake of your life. One of the worst mistakes of your life, because now he's gone to Man United. I mean, how do you feel of his intro video? This is my club. I bet that winded you up.
Oh God!
I know. This, you know what? This place is all about money.
Fan being at Tottenham, isn't it?
Yeah, I hear he was a hardcore Arsenal fan. I saw the pictures. I've seen the pictures.
He is still an Arsenal fan. Once you're an Arsenal fan, you're always an Arsenal fan. Right.
And then they kissed. You know what? This is the thing about these football players. They kiss the badge, and they're like mercenaries. Let's be honest. They are. Even though some might pretend, it's just that some of them, the opportunity never gets to them. Let's not forget De Bruyne is on tape in 4K saying, "I'm a Liverpool fan." I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
But
there's a video of him as a kid.
This is the thing, is that, like, with Kane, people like have a go at Arsenal for not keeping him or in the under 18s. But at the time, he didn't meet our grade. At the time, we had a much higher standard for a player.
He improved a lot later, didn't he? Like 21, 22.
He was such a late bloomer. But at the time that we needed to make a decision, do we keep this guy or we get rid of him? He weren't breaking into the first team. No one had heard of him when he was at Arsenal. That's why it was a shock that everyone found him as wearing an Arsenal kit, right? Because no one had heard of him, right? I mean, fucking hell. You know, Football Manager and their database. right?
Mm.
He wasn't even in the database, right? No one had heard of Harry Kane in the database back then, right? And that was when he was about 18, 19. And don't think I was wrong. I was buying the games, right? He wasn't in Football Manager as an under 18. So what does that tell you? He's a non-entity. He was nowhere near getting to our level, right? So of course we're gonna let him go. And knowing Tottenham, they love to copy us, so they pick up the scraps. And there you go. The rest is history. So I'm not going to hold Arsenal against them for their decision to get rid of him, because you can never guarantee that he was going to turn into the player he did. Not at the time.
Yeah. We'll go to Gundogan now. Gundogan. We'll go to you, Patrick. How do you think he did yesterday?
It seems like he never left. He just started off from last season. Came in, scored in the goals. I think he scored in 2 goals with the signature move where he runs in behind. Pep said he can play a false 9, and we all laughed at Pep. So look at the guy. He keeps coming in behind. Very easy for him. It's so easy. It's not a lot of players at City who do that, and it looks like defenders can't even catch him. So look, he's 30, I think so right now, and he still has the speed and the fitness.
Yeah, we also said like Pep.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
we also said Pep could play without a DM, but that backfired on him, didn't it?
Yeah, Steven is here.
I mean, Charlie would know. He was there.
Yeah, but that's true. That disappoints me. Yeah, that broke my heart, to be honest. That broke my heart. Let me admit this. Deep down, this is me deep down. I thought this is it. I seriously thought that was it. I was like, finally I can sit on the same table and banter other people and say, look, we are part of the Champions League. And when I saw the lineup, I don't know if you saw me, I was on one of the streams, and I was like, this is bad. And the guy who was on the channel was like, what do you mean? I was like, there's no DM. He's like, nah, you're City. I was like, no, there's no DM. We're screwed.
I know. I called it out, but like, I remember I messaged Charlie before we kicked off, saying like, there's no DM. He's like, no, we're fine. No worries. I was so tempted to message him later, but his talk that was like, nah, leave it out. Because I wanted to message him. So much for your DM.
If I saw that message on my phone, I think I would have blocked you on Twitter, to be honest.
I said, what did I tell you about your DM? I remember the feeling of 2006, and that was painful. That was because even I thought that was it. But like, I've had Arsenal fail me.
Was that the one where you got the red card? The red card. Red card.
Yeah. Well, it's the only other final we've been in. It's the only final we've been in. But at least with Man City, you'll probably get another chance. We probably will never probably see another chance for another 20 odd years. But as long as the Conquista, that is. But that was painful, very painful. And I've had Arsenal fail me, and now I've had England fail me. So I needed England to win like the Euro, so I could say champions of Europe. But even they can do that. So fucking hell. I'm clutching on straws, man. I'm clutching on straws.
You need something. You just need something.
Whoa! What else? That was the only other way I was going to say champions of Europe, wasn't
it? Speaking about England, next up, a future England international, Cole Palmer. How do you think he did yesterday, Patrick?
Yeah, it's okay. To be honest with you, as I said, Edozie seems to have come out as the star. I think it was mentioned by this even City Plus that Edozie seems to have come out as the winner of the whole academy battle, because when you are academy players, you have to shine, take your moment. Cole Palmer is good. You can still see from when he plays that is good. To be honest with you, Steven is right. We keep losing these youngsters, and I'm telling you, Dortmund and other teams are watching these kids' contracts. And I know Palmer, if we mess around with him, there'll be a lot of people through the door taking him. So it also depends how we do. But Cole Palmer he's good. We've already seen how impressive he is because he's played before some of this. But as I said, the winner of the academy auditions was for me is still Edozie, but Cole Palmer was good. He missed the pen, so that's one of the highlights of his preseason. Welcome to CG anyway. That's what we do. We miss penalties.
Got the City DNA.
So he's made for us. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go to Riyad Mahrez now. Then go to you, Patrick, again. How do you think he did yesterday?
Yeah, out of all the senior stars.
So I was just going to say, is the Man City DNA been half the size of Man United?
He's coming with the jokes today. Yeah. No, our DNA is missing.
DNA. Trust me.
Yeah,
you can't banner me. I can banner my own club, mate. Like love Arsenal, hate Conky. Right. So, yeah, just mate. Like I can come with anything. Trust me, I can't draw anything. Like, but at least
it's good. It's good to have people who've got banter sometimes. You know, in sports, I've seen some people take things very seriously.
I mean, at least you're older in your football club.
That's gas. Okay, look, Mahrez seems to be the star in all the preseason for the senior players. So he's been playing very good. So that's all I can say. And I'm pretty sure Steven has been watching Ramadan Mahrez last season, who took us to the Champions League final.
Yeah.
Oh, what a player! What a player!
It's not what I fucking heard. This one I've got on one of my streams slagging off Riyad Mahrez, saying he's shit.
That was in January. We haven't seen Ramadan Mahrez yet, and that player is different gravy.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, Charlie, why did you do that on the stream?
What is it that the DT comment is? And if my auntie had a dick, she would be my uncle. If buts maybe. At the time, you called him he was shit, and I said he's a good player. And he proves it hands down, and he takes you to a final.
Yeah, the 60 million has been sort of paid back, to be honest, in my book. The 60 million has been lived up to.
The only thing I was waiting for after that final was him to come on and just said, I told you Riyad Mahrez was shit.
I was in Portugal, nearly crying myself to sleep that night. That was not going to happen, me coming on the stream.
No, I meant like 2 days later, just like coming on my streets. I told you you were shit.
I had to take a break for a couple of days.
No shit, you had to disappear.
I think everybody disappeared after that final. Disappeared.
I think Charlie had to disappear because he'd been giving it a lot of banter to literally everyone saying, it's coming home.
Where were you, Charlie? Were you going up on streams and saying that it's easy? Oh, wow.
I wasn't saying it's easy. I wasn't saying it's easy. I was very confident we'd win in Porto, but that didn't age well. Just to say the least.
It's like stale bread now, isn't it?
It happens to all of us. I'm pretty sure there's a few channels I did say that Chelsea beating us twice doesn't mean anything. I think I say that on a few channels.
Shit.
So
that's the last bunch of people you want to say it to. They're literally coming to raid your chat.
No, they did. The day when I was doing the after match thing, they all were in the chat. And yesterday they invited me, and I forgot completely. I was too excited with all this news. They invited me to a stream, and it all started nicely. They were like, "Oh, what do you think of Kane?" They're like, "What do you think of Grealish?" And they're like, "Oh, what do you think of Lukaku?" Then one of them came on and just put a picture of the Champions League and say, "What do you think of this?" I was like, "Oh yeah," they were waiting for me. They're like, "We've been looking for you ever since the final." I was like, "Yeah." Nah, fair play to you guys, Chelsea fans. Fair play.
Wanted dead or alive. Where is he? Let me find him. Trust me, I had Charlie call and said, mate, what happened? I told you.
I thought,
Right.
do you know that chance in the very last minute where Mahrez had on the half volley from outside the box? I thought it was in. I was
trying to get you to not have Chelsea win another Champions League. Right? You couldn't do that. Now I have to put up with them saying they're the like Kings of London. I don't see how that works really, because we won more trophies, we've got a bigger fan base, but there you go.
Yeah, they always claim that. They claim that. They not claim that they're kings of Europe. But there's teams like Madrid that have got 13 Champions Leagues, and AC Milan have got 7, and they're calling themselves kings of Europe. I don't get it. Very weird fan base. Very weird.
Well, I say with the Champions League, and I've said it for a long while, I think the Champions League, it needs to go back to what it used to be. So, like, if it means you have a champion, you can have the same format, 32 teams, but if it means you have a champions in Romania, you have a champion in Romania. You have a champions all over Europe. So from every club. None of this coefficient crap, right? So you can have a top 4 from England and a top 4 from Italy. If all the others have to go in the Europa League, so be it. They didn't win a league. The league champions, that's what's called Champions League.
Yeah, like why do they? Yeah, you're right about that. Champions League, yet we bring in
have 4
second,
teams.
third, and fourth. Yeah. I think that's just a waste. Let's just bring the best and let them.
If you want to bring,
Yeah,
I'm sure there's 32 nations in Europe, and they all have their own league.
Yeah.
So I'm guaranteeing you get 32 of those teams, do their new format of 2 leagues, 8 of them go through to the round of 16 into the knockouts from each league, and they do it that way. There you go. Then it's called a Champions League. All the rest have to go in Europa League or Conference League, whatever one.
Yeah, fair.
Simple.
And they mix that, and it makes
because it's money, and they know they get more money from TV if they put the top 4 in, or the top 4 from England, or top 4 from Italy, or Spain, the big clubs in. They know they get more revenue in their money from TV because more people watch it. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, but if they also put the other teams in the Europa, that means the Europa will be more competitive, and the conference will be more competitive. You know, let's say you put second and third.
No one cares about the Europa League. They care about the Champions League.
I was just saying, if we went with your format.
Yeah, but more money will be made from the clubs if they put them all in the Champions League, because everyone cares about the Champions League.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
no one really cares about the Europa League
or Conference League or whatever it's called. Yeah.
So there you go. So it'd be more easier for them to do it in the Champions League. This is why I say they're more corrupt than the FIA and Formula One. This is why I say the FIA. If you want to know more the organisation and how it treats its sport, look at the FIA. They're brilliant.
Yeah. We'll get back on track then with Ben Knight. How do you think he did yesterday, Patrick?
Same thing. Ben Knight, the same way we've seen him the few times he's played in the academy. Looks like Pep is playing him as a false 9. Maybe that's what Pep is trying to make him as. You know, by the way, when Pep changed your position in the first team, I have noticed that when you go back to the academy, I don't know if the instructions are sent there. They send you to that position too. The same as Luke Bolton when he was taken from being a right winger to a right back. He was left at right back, and now he's a right back. So Ben Knight maybe might become the next sort of false 9, because Delap is going out, isn't he? Delap is going on loan or something to Stoke. So maybe they want Ben Knight or somebody to replace him to play that false 9, or maybe that's what they want to start preparing the City kids for. But anyway, he's been great, good runs. It looks like he's a star. Maybe that's the reason why we bought him. But same thing, as I said, I've been impressed with him in the past. Nothing greater now, like how Foden and Brahim Diaz performed against Madrid during preseason. It's good. It's good. Oh, that's all I can say.
Yeah. Mickey Van Sassy came on as sub goalkeeper. How do you think he did yesterday, Patrick?
Nothing. Nothing.
Mm.
He didn't really do much, did he, Charlie? He just came on, few passes, and not even a save. I think so. He's just there was few
He
corners, and he didn't
told to have a
even.
cup of tea and a fag and a
Yeah,
and a
that's
disease
probably
ball.
what he did because even the defenders were taking the ball. Like as soon as the corners were done, right? We had few corners. He didn't even take any of the ball. So not
Mm.
much. Not much anyway. Not much. He just came there for vibes and chill. I think so.
Yeah. Felipe Sandler, how do you think he did yesterday, Patrick?
Very impressed with him, man. And I always was impressed with him since we bought him. As I told you that I remember when we got him, Sam Lee and a few guys were saying Pep actually called him personally and told him that signed for City. So I think they saw potential. Unfortunately, he was sent out on loan. Garcia was preferred, which I never understood why, because
Mm.
Sandler seemed to be more physical, taller, and throughout preseason he's been the guy when Diaz comes off. He seems to be the guy leading the back line. So I think he's going to stay this time. I think this time Sandler is going to stay with the first team to replace the void that Garcia left. Because at City, I think we always go with 5 centre backs these days. We want to be sure. Sandler will be playing the cup games. I think he has to stay. I think it's time for him to stay. He's 25 now. I think he deserves an opportunity. So he played very well again. No mistakes.
Yeah. James McAtee, how do you think he did yesterday, Patrick?
Very good. He looks like a very clean player, very good on the ball. He reminds me of a bit of David Silva. I think he has a future at City. I think James McAtee has got a very good future at City. Hopefully, we give him an opportunity, and hopefully, we don't see him end up at Dortmund or somewhere.
Mm. Bernardo Silva, as you said before, he didn't look interested really. But how did you think he did yesterday?
He did well. He did what Bernardo Silva did, but as I said, maybe it's because it was his first game since he came back 2 days ago. But he didn't look very interested. After the game, he was talking to Cancelo. He wasn't smiling until at the end. There are rumors that he's still pushing for his move. Atletico Madrid want to bid. I hope they charge them like 60 plus, like big money. I hope they charge them big money because these Spanish teams charge City big money. I hope they do. The thing about Bernardo Silva is he still has a lot of time on his contract. So
Yeah.
whoever comes for him has to be willing to pay. Barcelona took a loan out today, and he wanted to go to Barcelona last season, and he failed. So maybe Barcelona might get him. But I hope if it's Barcelona, we don't charge them less than 60, because Barcelona wouldn't charge us less than 60 for that player.
We'll go to you now, Stephen. Do you see Bernardo Silva leaving this summer?
Sounds like it. If he's not interested, then he's not interested, is he? So it depends what team comes in for him. To be honest, I'd be surprised if any Spanish club wants him. I'd be surprised if any Spanish club comes in for him because they can't afford it in a minute. They can't afford it. But there's Barcelona in debt as it is, right? Why? Like they're in debt as it is. They're trying to clear the books. Right? They've got the Dembele and Griezmann situation as well. Right? They can't afford to buy any players. Right? The fact they're trying to take a loan out to do so is just stupid. So
It's ridiculous.
Same as Real Madrid as well, right? So, but yeah, if an English club does that, they get docked points, right? They get docked points and they get punished like no end, right? If they do it, they get a fucking helping hand.
Yeah, did you hear La Liga has done something so that they are able to pay comfortably without any like how they were given deadlines that we want back our money. They've given Barcelona sort of a leeway that they can be able to pay comfortably
but
and
you don't
maneuver.
get that with an English club. English club gets you do it now or you get docked points. It's bullshit.
It's unfair.
It's fucking corrupt, right? Like what's that team? Berry got no football club anymore because of that.
Yeah.
But yet Barcelona are allowed to just do what they want. Why? Because they've got a owner that can start a Super League. Yeah. Well, that lasted 5 minutes, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because no one really felt interested, did they? Right? As soon as Man City and Chelsea pulled out, that's it. Everyone, the whole thing fell apart. Because they knew it would have backfired. So I'm sorry, right? If Bury get charged by having their club deleted, basically like deleted off of like the FIFA game, right? Then it should be the same, right? Then if they don't do it, right, I'll tell you what, right? They should delete Barcelona off the FIFA game. God, it. It's only fair.
Yeah. We'll go to you again, Patrick. Claudio Gomez, how do you think he did yesterday?
He was playing centre back. Pep is funny. The kid is like 5 foot, isn't it? And he was playing centre back yesterday.
5'5".
I don't know about 5'5". Yeah. Gomez, I'm not sure, man. I think we should cash in on Gomez. I know that he was supposed to be our next Kante, but look, for me, Lavia looks better. Lavia looks fitter and stronger and ready for the Prem. Looks like the better DM. Claudio Gomez hasn't impressed out on loan. Yesterday, he did well as a centre back. I was impressed. Pep is mad. Maybe we'll see him play as a centre back, but a short centre back, pure. Well, is it? What I forgot his name. Is it the centre back? Maldini was not tall, was he?
No.
Yeah, Maldini was not tall. The Barcelona captain, I keep forgetting his name, with the hair, was not even tall, but he was fit, like he was proper fit.
Koyo.
Claudio Gomez, I don't know. I don't know. I don't see a future for him. And yesterday he was okay, impressive as a centre back. I was surprised. I don't know why Pep did that, but maybe he was testing him out. But I don't see him going anywhere near the first team. I think he will be sold.
Rom, you just mentioned him then. Romeo Lavia, how do you think he did yesterday?
Now that guy, he played very well. He started off a bit shaky. I think he was a bit nervous, but when he got into the game, the way he was, when he gets the ball, receives the ball, he turns and passes the ball to the frontline players. Very impressive, and he was also helping screening the back line. I think this kid has a future. I think this one, he can actually end up in the first team. And I think when we bought him from Vincent Kompany's team, Vincent Kompany wasn't very happy because he wanted the kid to be his CDM for the rest of the season, and the kid decided to come to City. So I think this kid has a future. I bet he has a future. If we don't buy any new DMs, I think it's because of Lavia. You know what I mean? It's because of him. I think he was also Academy Player of the Season, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he won it. Yeah, he won it. Yeah. So yeah, I think he played very well. Very fit kid. He looks like he can play in the Prem.
And last but not least, Morgan Rogers. How do you think he did yesterday?
Yeah, those rumors that we want to put him in the deal for Grealish, isn't it? Those rumors days ago.
Yeah,
Morgan Rogers is very good. He went out on loan and scored wonder goals. All the goals he scored were just wonder goals. All 6 of them were from outside the box and very incredible goals. He believe it or not, I don't know if you've watched the games, Charlie. He seems to be ready for the first team. Have you noticed that? He seems like out of the other kids, you can tell there's potential, but Rogers looks like he can fit into a first team Premier League team just like that. He seems fit, strong, and looks like a seasoned player. So I don't know about Morgan Rogers. I think we're going to sell him or send him on loan, but it looks like City rate him highly. So maybe they'll send him on loan. I'll be surprised if he stays around the first team. That would be my surprise. I won't be surprised if he ends up at Villa, because also Villa look like they're building a squad. So look, Rogers was good. He looks like he's ready for the first team football.
Yeah. Well, if you've got anything else to say about what we've been talking about, if not, we'll wrap it up. Go to you first, Patrick.
For me, look, the season is starting, and as always, thank you for inviting me, Charlie. And as always, it's always a pleasure to meet you, Stephen. I think we've met a few times on Rich's stream. I'm excited, and I had to work a lot, so I wasn't on a lot of screens. But you guys, whenever you DM me, Stephen, I know, unfortunately, I apologize during the Euros. I wasn't available. I was at work, just opened up. I work in a cinema. So, yeah, so it was daily. They were calling me in the cinema. 4 managers quit. in all sections, 2 sections. So it was me and the general manager just constantly working. But I'll be available for every stream or every previews with you guys. I enjoyed the chat, enjoyed this. I hope we get Grealish, and I hope we have a good season. And I hope this season is fair for everybody. I don't want, to be honest with you, Stephen, I'm with you. Regardless, whoever we buy, I still don't want one of those seasons where City and Liverpool had, where we were dominating so much. I loved last season. I want a bit of, a bit of stress. I want to be scared a bit. I want a bit of competition. That's why we love the Premier League. So I hope Arsenal continue signing. I hope they sign somebody. I don't think you guys should go to this season with Aubameyang. He seems disinterested. After he got his big deal, he seems like he doesn't really want to be there. So I hope you guys buy a striker. Even Tammy Abraham, believe it or not, I would still rate him. I think he just needs a chance. So I hope you guys get a striker, and I also hope you get a DM, because Partey, you can't trust him. He gets injured easily. So look, I hope you guys get players, and we have a competitive season.
Partey wasn't really getting injured before he turned up, but I think the main thing is Partey is that we just need someone alongside him. He can't be doing all the work, so we need to be doing someone alongside him, and someone good enough that he can probably have a rest. Because the problem is last season we were playing. The reason he was getting injured so much is because Arteta found it'd be clever to play him every bloody week, even though he's injured.
Okay.
So
yeah, true.
I think that's the main thing. We need someone that could be good enough that if he is injured, we could just put Xhaka there and we can make do.
Yeah.
But like I said, with Xhaka, if they're signing a contract for him, then that just tells me they're not investing. That's what it tells me. So I'm not really looking ahead to any sort of signing from that end.
Yeah.
We still do it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll go to you first, Patrick. Where can they find you, mate?
It's quite simple. You can just find me on Twitter, True City Fan. That's all all you have to search is True City Fan. You'll find me. You can also find me on YouTube. On YouTube, it's also True City Fan. And those are the only places you can find me. I'm not a very big user of Instagram or Facebook, so you won't find me there. But that's where you can find me, yeah.
Yeah. And Stephen, where can we find you, mate?
You can find me on SVT TV, causing mayhem, carnage, every little thing. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, share, join the membership scheme as well. It all helps to Children's with Disease Foundation. Make sure you subscribe here as well. Make sure you subscribe to Dugout Daily. Charlie's like top fan, even if he does support City. And we'll have our Man City we'll have a Man City preview on Monday towards the season. But yeah, just catch us there, and any channel that wants to help us on. Right, even if these want to accept that Arsenal's still a bigger club.
Yeah, you can find me at Dugout Daily on YouTube and MCFC Hibs on Twitter. Thanks a lot for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all later.
That school with his football club.
See you all later. Take care.